Hello there, Gemini. Welcome to your August 2023 reading. Let's begin the reading with the Sugar Glider, Flow of Life. So this month we have two personal planets in retrograde. So we have Venus in retrograde in Leo, and we have Mercury that will move retrograde on August the 24th in Virgo. It is also Leo season, so there's a strong Leo activation, particularly at the beginning of the month. Okay, and Leo represents your third house, your house of your mental state, your mind and your thoughts and your focus. And then on August 23rd, Virgo, we will start Virgo season, and on August 24th, Mercury moves retrograde in Virgo, so representing your fourth house. Your fourth house being the house of your home environment, and of your emotional guidance system. So this will be a really powerful time for co-creating with life, for allowing life to flow from within to the without, so creating first on the inside and then on the outside externally, through aligning your head and your heart, aligning your conscious and your unconscious, aligning your thoughts and your emotions and your focus. It's a really powerful time to do that kind of work, Gemini. So the symbology of the sugar glider is that they can fly without having wings, okay? And so that means that it represents our ability to overcome obstacles and to overcome difficulties. And Gemini, not gonna lie, it has been a very challenging year for you with all of that Taurus activation. There has been this ascension process happening, and a lot of Geminis have really struggled with it, with having to be responsible and having to move into a higher version of yourself. Some were taken kicking and screaming in that direction, and that's not over yet. We've got Jupiter there still, so that evolution is still happening. But with this retrograde period, we're in the retrograde phase. There's a lot of planets retrograde. Then we've got Venus and Mercury retrograde, both personal planets. It's a time to take your foot off the pedal, to ease back and to just flow a little bit. Take the pace down a notch and just be gentle in your life. Now, the other aspect of the sugar glider is about thinking outside the box and broadening your mindset in order to align with a clearer path. And so, like I said, this Venus retrograde is happening in your third house, the house of your mind, the house of your focus. And we have the Mercury retrograde, which is your ruling planet, moving retrograde in the fourth house. So Mercury retrograde is all about your thoughts, your focus, your mind as well. So we're broadening your mind. You are broadening your mind in order to overcome obstacles. This is a time when you can start to actually really incorporate a new mindset and new thought patterns, new ways of thinking, uplifting the unconscious into the conscious and eliminating what you don't want to take forward with you, in order to make life more easy for yourself, so that you can move forward throughout the rest of 2023 and beyond with an easier flow, an easier mindset, an easier thought habits, and an easier experience. We have the Hanged Man, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is the card that signifies that Leo energy. It's ruled by Leo. And so this is that really powerful Leo energy that's happening with the Leo season. The sun's traveling through Leo, and then you have the Venus retrograde there. Venus retrograde started on July the 23rd, and it will go until September 4. I have done a separate reading, a separate video, but just solely based on the Venus retrograde. It explains everything you need to know about how to utilize that energy to your highest potential. And I've done a separate tarot card reading for each zodiac sign. I highly recommend you go and watch that. It's going to be very helpful. This is about using your creative process, using your creativity, and using the power of your focus and your thoughts to create a reality that is truly you, that is truly aligned with who you are, and truly brings you passion and joy and feelings of ease. Okay, this is really about ease for you, Gemini. And it's really is about changing a mindset. The Hangman, I've already spoken a lot about that. I'm not going to go into too much detail because we've talked about how this is all about changing your mindset and uplift to a more uplifting, a more supportive mindset to create more ease, because there is this grief and sadness, Five of Cups. It's time to move forward. It's time to move on and time to heal and process what's been happening for you. Things have been challenging. Things have been difficult. And, you know, that time now is time now with all these retrogrades happening to do the internal process. Please don't escape. Please don't go into that escapist kind of energy to avoid doing the work here. With that Mercury retrograde happening in your 4th house, it's going to be really important to combine your emotions and your thought habits. Your emotions and unconscious emotions and emotional triggers will come to the surface in order for you to process them, in order for you to move through that energy. Again, I have done a separate video on the Mercury retrograde. It really goes into a lot of depth about what a Mercury retrograde is and how you can utilize its energy. It'd be really good for you as a Gemini, and also it's in a fellow Mercury ruled sign of Virgo, so it's going to be a very powerful retrograde. So I highly recommend you watch that as well. Subscribe to my channel so you get notified when I release that. That'll be around August the 24th, because this is a time to really uplift your thought habits to create more ease in your life. Okay, so we have the Star and the Sun. I love those cards for you. Beautiful. Okay, like I said, there's this healing here. We've got this healing, the Star. This is about creating more hope, more optimism for the future. Oh, so powerfully, Gemini. This is the turning point for you. August is going to be the turning point where you get to turn around all the crap that you've been through for the first 6 months of 2023, turn it around, do the healing work, follow the guidance, and create hope. The Star is the card of hope. It's about having a positive feeling about where you're heading and where you're going. And again, like I said, this is about utilizing your emotional guidance, your emotional energy to change your mindset, to change your thought processes, those automatic thinking, to be more aligned, to be more optimistic. The Sun is the card of optimism and appreciation. I am optimistic and I appreciate all that I have. And that the Sun only ever comes out when everything's going to be rosy. There's going to be a really nice time for you. This is a really easy time for you to feel happiness, to feel joy, and to feel optimism and hope for the future. And there is this ability to tap into your creativity, to apply this to your thoughts, to apply this to your emotions for the purpose of upliftment. The Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is this tightrope that you're walking between falling back into old patterns, falling back into unconscious programming, falling back into the pain. Okay, so there is this potential that you can change, that you can shift any of those thought habits, any of those emotional habits that create pain, that create anxiety, that create stress in your life. Nine of Swords. Stress can be eliminated, but you know, if you go unconscious during this time, if you don't do the work, if you don't apply yourself, you don't take care of yourself, you'll just fall back into those old patterns, those same old patterns, and that's the kind of the risk, and that's why this work is hard, and only a few people manage to do it, or not a few people, but you know, only the most diligent and the most consistent people get there in the end, is because it requires effort on your part to not fall back into this Nine of Swords energy. But the cards are clear. This hope and optimism is here. It's yours for the taking. You just have to shift your mindset. You just have to. I know it's difficult to shift your mindset. Like I said, watch that Mercury retrograde video. All the information you need for shifting your mindset's in that video. And I think this would be really beneficial for you to do that work, Gemini, at this time, because it's going to be easy. You've got cosmic support here. We've got the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. That's about opening your heart. And this Venus retrograde in Leo is this heart-opening energy. Leo is the sign of the heart. Venus, the sign of rules all things about the heart. So we've got this like really strong heart energy, and that's what will be available to you if you can open your heart, open yourself up to having your cup filled in ways that, you know, and like most likely will be with your creativity, with creating whatever it is that you wish to create for yourself. That's how we counteract this nervous energy. Mercury in Virgo can be quite nervous. We also do have Mars in Virgo for most of the month as well. It can create a lot of nervous tension, a lot of this Nine of Swords energy. When we're in that Nine of Swords energy, it narrows our focus, and we narrow our focus onto dangers and things that we don't like and things that feel unsafe. And therefore, as our focus is narrowed onto those, we co-create more and more of that, because the law of attraction is responding to your state of being, right? So the antidote to that is broadening your focus, meditation particularly, but broadening your focus by looking at things that expand you, looking at things that feel expansive, and particularly dropping out of your head and into your heart. Your heart is expansive, and it is that loving energy that you can tap into, but you must allow your heart to shine in order to access that kind of energy. So this will be what's being reflected back to you throughout August. We have physical radiance and spiritual beginning. Right, so I feel like you've been on this spiritual journey for a long time, and I think you will definitely agree with me. But the spiritual beginning, meaning that you are moving from one cycle to another. This is a time, like I mentioned at the beginning, where you can really turn your life around now. You can move into the next level. So you can stay stuck in this Nine of Swords, Five of Cups energy if you wish to do that, and that you have free will, and it is the easier option, Gemini. Definitely it's easier, but it is also the most painful option. So choose your own struggle, choose your own hard is what I say. Because being in that Nine of Swords energy is hard, and being diligent with your thought processes is hard as well. So it's up to you, but there is this opportunity to move into the next level of your ascension, to move into the next level of your spiritual development. And if you choose to do that, it's going to be reflected back to you. The universe is going to respond in kind to the emotional offering that you're giving, to the state of being that you're offering, which means that throughout August, and I really do feel like throughout September as well, whatever mental state you're in, whatever emotional state you're in, whatever your state of being is, will be responded to instantly. You'll reduce the lag time, and you'll start seeing positive results straight away, because the universe was wanting to encourage you. It's wanting you to have hope. It's wanting you to have optimism. So you'll see that straight away. And as you embrace this energy, as you start to embody this energy, start to embody hope and optimism and your light and your creativity, it will radiate out of you, physical radiance. You could literally change your appearance during this time. Venus retrograde is a great time to change your appearance, to change your looks, and to change your attraction. So there's that possibility, but also just by embodying more and more of your authentic self, more and more of source energy, as you do that, as you move into this next ascension, your physical body, you'll radiate that out of you, and you'll be a magnet to this. So as you radiate, and if we open a heart, when we're in that head energy, that Nine of Swords energy, our heart cannot be open, and our heart is the magnet that draws things to us. So you just create more of this head energy. But if you start to open your heart, Ace of Cups, then the power of your magnetism can be revealed, and you can start to draw more into your reality, more beauty into your reality. Okay, and surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So with Venus in retrograde in your third house is a house of communication. It's how we communicate. And that was, if you watch the video that I posted, I talked about that, about how it's going to be about communicating to other people, but also internally. It's about your inner dialogue, your inner narrative about yourself, and being more loving, bringing more ease, more harmony, and more love to your communication, to how you speak to yourself and how you speak to other people. So having a look at your defensiveness. Are you being defensive? We can often be defensive without even realizing we are being defensive. So that's a really good indicator, to look that you're out of alignment. If you're feeling the need to defend yourself, if you're feeling the need to attack somebody, that means you're triggered. Okay, that means that you are triggered and you're operating from your ego and from the Nine of Swords mental energy rather than from your heart center. Your heart center will never be defensive because it doesn't need to be, because it is pure love. So that's a good thing to look for throughout August as your indicator of where you're sitting on that continuum of alignment and misalignment. Okay, we have express your love through your deeds. And begin to see yourself as a spiritual being having earthly experience of growth and transformation. Yes, so this is what we've been doing this whole time. Like I said, if you've been on this spiritual ascension, it's been happening for you all year. And even longer than that actually. But anyway, it's been challenging, and the more that you embrace it, the more you resist that ascension, that spiritual journey that you're on, the harder life will be. The more you'll be in this Five of Cups, Nine of Swords energy. So the more that you embrace your expansion, the more that you embrace your inner being, you embrace your spiritual side of yourself, and you allow yourself to grow and transform and to change, the more your heart will open, and you can see yourself like that, and the more you can draw that experience into your life. Express your love through your deeds. Like I said, the Venus retrograde, this is about relating, and this is about love and about opening our heart. And so there may be a need to channel this in a very action-oriented way during this month. If you're feeling loving energy, express that through doing something. Take action and do something in order to show that either to another person, but more so to yourself, Gemini. Really, I feel and I felt for a long time that Geminis are really their worst enemy at this time, and need to be a lot more gentle and a lot more kind to yourself. So giving yourself love, showing yourself love in the very physical way, okay? And taking action towards showing that love to yourself will be really helpful for you throughout August. So that is your August reading. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you allowing me to be part of your journey. Look for the Venus retrograde. I'll post the link down below. Look for the Mercury retrograde, and if this resonated, please do subscribe to my channel. That will really help me. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care.